Okay, wow. You weren't kidding when you said we had a lot to cover. This is a lot of crypto news to go through.
Well, I figured we needed a good deep dive, right? Cover everything from market analysis to new platforms. I even threw in a couple of security things too, just to spice it up.
Yeah, you really weren't kidding. This is a good mix. Well, I guess the big news everyone's talking about, President Trump, he finally made his picks for the U.S. Strategic Crypto Reserve.
Yeah, I was surprised he actually did it. Remember that executive order from January? I thought it was all talk.
Right. I know. I did too.
Yeah.
But he actually followed through. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple. I mean, come on, Solana and Cardano too.
Yeah, interesting choices for sure. I mean, the market reacted pretty strongly.
Oh yeah. Bitcoin's up 9%, Ethereum's over 10. Ripple had a huge jump, like 26%.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. It just goes to show you a presidential endorsement still has some weight, even in the crypto world.
Exactly. But looking at some of the other analysts like James Butterfield over at CoinShares, he's a little skeptical.
Really?
Yeah, he was surprised to see anything other than just straight Bitcoin in there. He thinks, I guess, the way he sees it is those other coins, Solana, Cardano, they're more like tech investments, not so much like, what he considers fundamentally sound currencies.
Interesting take.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the question is Trump, is he betting on the future of crypto as a whole, or is he really just trying to pick winners and losers here?
Right. I guess only time will tell, but it's definitely a fascinating development, and it just kind of speaks to that growing influence crypto has on, on the world stage. But we can't forget about Bitcoin itself. It's been on a bit of a roller coaster ride lately, even before Trump's announcement.
Oh, absolutely. Looking at the crypto price analysis we have here. Yeah, last week, Bitcoin was down to 78,000.
Oof.
That's a 28% drop from its all-time high. I mean, a lot of analysts were predicting further corrections. It wasn't looking good.
Yeah, and then bam, Trump's post sends it surging back up over 90,000, eventually settles at 94,322. I mean, talk about a roller coaster.
Seriously. It's a reminder that this market is still really sensitive to news and events, especially ones with any kind of political weight behind them.
Absolutely. And for all those investors out there, got to do your research, right? Don't get swept up in all the hype.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of potential dangers, let's shift gears a little bit.
Yeah.
Talk about that Bybit hack.
Oh, yeah. That was a scary one.
North Korean hackers stealing $1.5 billion from Bybit's cold storage. And they did it all through social engineering.
It's a huge wake-up call, for the whole industry, really. I mean, they only recovered 3% of those stolen funds. It's crazy how sophisticated these attacks have become.
Makes you wonder, how safe are these exchanges, really?
Yeah, I think it really just highlights the need for stronger security measures, especially as we move towards this multi-chain future.
Yeah.
Where assets are spread across different blockchains.
Right. And that kind of leads us into, well, potentially some good news. The Definity Foundation, they've launched a couple new platforms, OISY Wallet and Orbit, and they're both kind of tackling, some of these security and management challenges that the Bybit hack exposed.
Yeah, I mean, if we can learn from these mistakes, that's a step in the right direction, at least.
Totally. Now, Definity, they're a big player in the Internet Computer Blockchain, ICP.
Right, they are, yeah.
Okay, so tell me about this OISY Wallet. What makes it so special?
So it's being called the first fully decentralized wallet for managing assets across blockchains.
Okay, that sounds promising.
And the cool thing is it runs entirely on-chain, meaning, no extensions, no app.
Oh, wow. So it's like built right into the blockchain itself.
Exactly. So unlike those, software wallets that Bybit was using, which were, prone to social engineering attacks, this just kind of eliminates those weak points by being a part of the blockchain.
Oh, I see. So it's actually more secure because it's not relying on, external software that can be compromised.
Yeah, exactly. And on top of that, they're using passkey technology, which replaces traditional passwords, with cryptographic keys stored in secure hardware on your device. Think like fingerprint scanner, secure enclave, stuff like that.
Okay, so that sounds way more secure than just typing in a password. Or remembering a seed phrase.
Absolutely. Plus, it works across multiple blockchains. Right now, it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and ICP, but they're planning to add even more in the future.
Wow, so it's like a universal wallet. You can manage all your crypto no matter what chain it's on.
Yeah, exactly. They even have this fun little incentive program called OIC Sprinkles. You can get random token drops just for using the wallet.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a clever way to encourage adoption, but the real innovation is the fact that it's fully on chain. Akhil Qureshi, he's one of the core contributors. He wants blockchain interaction to be as seamless as the protocols that power email. You don't even have to think about it. It's just secure functionality running in the background.
Yeah, that's a powerful vision. So while everyone's, focused on picking coins and trying to predict market moves, these guys are quietly building the tools that might just make all that irrelevant.
Yeah, they're definitely playing the long game. But we can't forget about their other big announcement, Orbit.
Right, Orbit. So OYY is about individual security, but what does Orbit do?
Orbit tackles a different challenge.
Governance.
Okay, right. So, for people who aren't super familiar with the blockchain space, what's the problem with current governance models? Why do we need a whole new platform for that? Right, well, in the blockchain world, governance dictates, how decisions are made, how funds are managed, and basically who controls the network. Traditionally, it's been a very messy process and often insecure.
So you're talking about those DAO hacks where, people drain funds because of vulnerabilities in the governance system.
Exactly. And that's where Orbit comes in. It's designed to provide a unified, secure, and most importantly, a cross-chain governance system. Think of it as an operating system for, any blockchain-based organization or project.
An operating system. Okay, so help me visualize this. How does it actually work?
So Orbit's got two key components, Orbit Station and Orbit Wallet. So Orbit Station, think of that as the brain. It's a smart contract that enforces governance policies, manages user permissions, and ensures secure transaction execution.
And the Orbit Wallet, that's how users actually interact with the system.
Exactly. You can manage your crypto assets, interact with smart contracts, and participate in governance decisions. But the key difference is that Orbit Wallet, it's not just for holding your crypto, it's for controlling your stake in the governance process.
Okay, so imagine a DAO, right? They need to approve a big expenditure, or they need to change their protocol. Instead of relying on, these clunky voting systems or a small group of individuals, Orbit allows for a secure, transparent, auditable process where everyone has a voice. And they can do this across multiple chains.
Precisely. Breaking down those silos that exist in the blockchain world and paving the way for a truly interconnected governance system.
This is getting pretty meta. We've got Trump picking his crypto favorites, billion-dollar hack exposing flaws, and companies like Definity building the infrastructure for a decentralized future. It's a lot to process.
It just shows you how dynamic and rapidly evolving this space is. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's take a closer look at the platform underlying all of this. The Internet Computer and its native token, ICP.
Right, because you included a lot of ICP price analysis in here, and
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm really curious about this whole world computer vision they keep talking about.
Okay, so let's explore Definity's ambitious vision for a decentralized internet. Okay, so the Internet Computer, ICP, it's the foundation for both OISY and Orbit. And, it's been kind of making some waves in the crypto world. You've been digging into the price performance, right?
Yeah, I've got analysis from TradingView, CoinGecko, Binance Square. It's been quite a ride for ICP lately.
Yeah, Binance Square had this ICP USDT trade setup analysis. They were suggesting an entry point of $6.62, with targets at $6.50 and $7.50. Pretty optimistic considering, how volatile things have been.
Yeah, but CoinGecko's Internet Computer price analysis paints a slightly different picture. They're talking about ICP dropping below $6 and struggling to stay above that 20-day moving average. Not exactly a bullish sign.
True. But context is key here, right? The breaking news crypto price analysis from TradingView, they highlight that surge ICP saw on Sunday, almost 9%, pushing it to $7.23. And guess what triggered that?
President Trump's strategic reserve announcement.
Bingo! Even a coin like ICP, which wasn't one of the chosen five, got caught up in all the excitement. It just shows you how interconnected this market really is. But here's what's really fascinating about ICP. It's not just about price speculation. Definity has much, much bigger ambitions.
Yeah, you're talking about their vision for a world computer, right?
Right.
It sounds incredibly ambitious. I mean, what does that even mean in practical terms?
Okay, think of it this way. The internet we use today, it's built on these centralized servers, right? Controlled by these tech giants. Definity, they want to change that. They're building a decentralized internet powered by blockchain. one that's, owned and governed by its users.
So instead of relying on Amazon Web Services or Google Cloud, you could host your website, your app, even an entire company on this world computer with all the data and the code stored securely, transparently on the blockchain.
That's the idea. No more censorship, no more single points of failure, and potentially much lower costs.
It sounds revolutionary. I mean, is it even possible? Can they really compete with the likes of Google and Amazon?
It's a David versus Goliath battle, that's for sure. But, Dfinity has the technical expertise. They've attracted some serious talent. And if they pull it off, the implications are huge. A truly open, censorship-resistant internet, that changes everything.
Yeah. Okay, I'm starting to see why you're so excited about this. It's a bold idea. But let's bring things back down to earth for a second. We've talked about market swings, security risks, these cutting edge platforms.
Yeah.
Is there a common thread running through all of this?
Yeah.
I think there's this growing awareness that the stakes are getting higher in the crypto world. Trump's involvement, while disruptive, I think it highlights that increasing mainstream acceptance of digital assets.
But then you have something like the Bybit hack, which shows just how vulnerable this space still is.
Right, exactly. It's a race against time, Can we build a secure, decentralized, user-friendly crypto ecosystem before the next big crisis hits?
Because let's face it, another billion-dollar hack could really set the industry back years.
No doubt. And it's not just about technology, right? It's about education. It's about regulation. It's about building trust. We need to show people that this is more than just a speculative market. It's a viable alternative to the systems we have today.
Right. And that's where projects like OASY and Orbit come in. They're not just building tools, they're building bridges to a more secure and transparent future.
Exactly, lowering the barriers to entry, making blockchain technology more accessible, more empowering for individuals to take control of their own digital assets. But there's another piece to this puzzle that we haven't really explored yet, and that's, the intersection of AI and blockchain.
You mentioned something about decentralized AI earlier. It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It might, but it's becoming a reality. In these articles, there was this snippet about BitsCrunch. They're a blockchain analytics company. They just acquired Nitum AI, and they're launching a decentralized AI ecosystem. It's a sign of things to come.
A decentralized AI ecosystem. What does that even look like?
Imagine a world where AI algorithms aren't, controlled by a handful of tech companies, but they're distributed across this decentralized network, accessible to anyone, resistant to censorship.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's definitely getting into sci-fi territory. But what are the practical applications? What can decentralized AI actually do?
The potential is huge. One area that's particularly exciting is using decentralized AI to enhance blockchain security. BitsCrunch, for example, they're leveraging AI to develop these tools for real-time risk assessment, fraud detection, compliance automation.
So it's like an AI-powered security system for the blockchain, constantly scanning for threats and protecting users.
Exactly. And it's not just about security. Decentralized AI could revolutionize how we interact with blockchains, making them more user-friendly, more personalized, even predictive.
Okay, now I'm intrigued. But how does all this actually work? What are the technical challenges? And are there any ethical considerations we need to think about?
Those are great questions, and they lead us right into the heart of decentralized AI. So decentralized AI really is like stepping into the future.
Yeah, it does a little bit. So break it down for me. How does this tech actually work?
Well, at its core, decentralized AI is basically combining the power of artificial intelligence with the security and transparency of blockchain technology. So it's really about distributing those AI capabilities across a whole network, rather than keeping it centralized, in the hands of just a few powerful companies.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But I'm still not quite getting the specifics. How does this actually play out in real-world applications?
Sure. So we already talked about BitsCrunch, using AI to enhance blockchain security, but the possibilities, they go way beyond that. I mean, imagine AI algorithms that can analyze these huge amounts of on-chain data to identify patterns, make predictions about market trends, stuff like that.
So almost like an AI-powered crystal ball for crypto traders.
Yeah, in a way. But it's deeper than that. Decentralized AI can also personalize user experiences in ways we haven't even thought of yet. I mean, think about an AI assistant that learns your trading preferences, your risk tolerance, and then suggests, these tailored investment strategies just for you.
Okay, that sounds incredibly powerful. But what about privacy? If my data is being analyzed by AI, even if it's, decentralized, doesn't that still create some risks?
That's a great point. And that's actually where blockchain's strengths really shine. You see, decentralized AI platforms, they can use these advanced cryptographic techniques like homomorphic encryption to protect that user data.
Homomorphic encryption, that sounds pretty complicated.
It is. But the basic idea is that it allows those AI algorithms to process and analyze the data without actually decrypting it. So it's like being able to read a book without opening the cover.
Wow, so my data stays private even while it's, being used to train these AI models.
Exactly. It's a game changer for privacy preserving AI. And it's just one example of how blockchain can really address those ethical concerns that a lot of people have with AI,
Yeah, no, that's reassuring. But let's be realistic. Are there still challenges to overcome before, decentralized AI can really compete with those big centralized systems we have today?
Oh, of course. Scalability is a big one. Training these really sophisticated AI models, it takes a lot of computing power, a lot. So decentralized networks, they need to figure out how to efficiently distribute that workload, make it all work together.
Yeah. And then there's the whole issue of coordination. I mean, getting thousands of independent nodes to work together seamlessly, that's no easy feat.
It's definitely a complex task. It requires a lot of innovation, new consensus mechanisms, data management, network architecture. But, remember, the early internet, they faced a lot of similar challenges. So it's really about finding those breakthrough solutions, the ones that can unlock the true potential of decentralized AI.
It sounds like we're still in the early days, but it's exciting to think about what the future holds.
Yeah. It really is. We're witnessing the convergence of two super powerful technologies, blockchain and AI. And they both have the potential to just completely reshape our world.
Absolutely. I mean, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the volatile markets, the Bybit hack, the ambitious visions of Definity, the rise of decentralized AI. It's clear that this is a period of huge change and innovation.
And it's happening so fast. I mean, the future is being built right now. And it's up to all of us to understand these technologies and the impact they're going to have on our lives.
Well said. This has been a really eye-opening deep dive. So thanks for walking me through all of it.
It's been my pleasure. And remember, the world of crypto and decentralized tech, it's constantly evolving. So keep exploring, stay curious, and who knows, maybe you'll be the one building the next big platform or application that changes everything.